Right, I've got a quick, well, it probably won't be a quick one. I've got a Focus ST. It's an 06 plate one. Got a battery drain, same as the sort of blue one, but that was a 3.5, I think it was, or 2.5, whatever they call it. This one went to another Sparky about 6 or 8 months ago, maybe a little bit longer. I think he realised that the dash cluster wasn't closing down, so something is keeping the car awake. He spent time and time again. Problem is, he's a mobile fella, does all the fitting work around here. Amazing fella. You know, I send all my fitting work to him. He sends all the diag stuff to me. He had this one sat in his garage, and yeah, he again, it's only a certain amount of time you can stand there looking at one car. We're okay. We can leave this one here for 2 hours, go and work on another car while monitoring it. You know, you can't do that if that's your only car in your workshop, or you're trying to go out and do some work. So, anyhow, now it's come in. Customer saying he's managed to put up with the battery going flat, but now the keyless entry isn't working. The passive keys aren't working, so you have to put it in the slot and turn it instead of just being on the button. Boot's not opening. So yeah, a couple of other things have gone wrong. So now we're going to have to try and work out, is one of them the effect of all this happening, or is it the cause of all of it happening? Who knows? So trying to get into the boot. Let me just show you this. So trying to get into the boot, you can see on the data. Ooh. So this is the boot switch. I'm pressing the switch, but it's still saying nothing. But to get into it, to see what's going on, because the main keyless entry unit is in the back there. You can come out of here. That was our live data. I'm going to come out of that, go into actuation tests, liftgate motor drive signal on, and that just unlatched the boot. So we know from the gem module that it's unlocking, but it's not getting a signal through. So we're going to have to work through that. Problem is, when people leave them like this, for us to try and work through, we've got more and more faults going on with it. So all we can do is start working through, start disconnecting a few bits, see if we can get the dash to go to sleep. So I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, if anyone knows out there, how can, when it goes to sleep, if the CAN signals stop talking to each other, if you just had live and earth to, say, a dash cluster, no CAN signals going into it, no wake-up call, does it just on its own close down, or does it need a signal to turn it down? I don't know. I would think some systems work one way, some systems work the other. But yeah, hopefully if we can start disconnecting a load of stuff off the CAN circuit till the dash starts closing down, we should be able to narrow it down. But I don't know. But let's show you what the dash is doing. So when I say it's not going to sleep, this is on all the time, day and night. You can go out there 3 o'clock in the morning and it is still on. So if that's not closing down, it means the radio doesn't shut down, the air conditioning buttons don't close down. Pretty sure it's like that, where the CAN comes into that, goes down to the other bit. So if that doesn't close down, the other ones don't close down. But it can be one of them backfeeding to that to tell it to wake up. So yeah, sorry, long-winded, I know, but that's what we're going to be looking at, and I'll let you know how we go with it. So just open the boot on the ST, was going to latch it over. So what we've got to do is put a screwdriver in there, latch it over as if it knows what it's doing. It wouldn't latch over, it's just up and down, flip and flopping. So, well, that's a bit weird. So went off to get another tool, come back, there's smoke bellowing out of it. Literally straight out of the motor, just wafting out. Luckily, the battery's disconnected, well, battery is loose because we're going to do a battery discharge test. So yeah, smoke coming out of there. That ain't good, is it? So that's the first thing we've sort of got to go to, is find out what's going on there. I'm going to disconnect that, find the unit in the back what does the keyless entry side of it, start looking through there. But is this just something what's happened now? Is it? Oh, it does sound like it's got a motor. It must have a pull-in type one when it knows it pulls in and goes, and you know, soft close type affair in there. Because if not, it's just got a motor. So don't know. But we'll get that disconnected for a start. Look at that. We'll go from there. Right, so the Focus ST, let's show you the module what we disconnected. So in there is the keyless entry module. The plug here is the one for the boot, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this one here goes up, so I assume it goes to the boot. So we've disconnected that, disconnected the module, and it seems to have shut down. The dash has gone off. As you can see, the mileage is off. I wanted to disconnect the boot anyway because that was smoke coming out of that, and I wanted to disconnect that module because we know we have issues with them, and it's got a bit of a fault with it. So, right, so at the moment it's shutting down. So all I'm going to connect up now is the module, not the boot. See if that keeps the car alive. But now, so it's taken about 45 minutes to shut down, which is about right. So if I connect that back up and leave for a couple of hours, because it's just coming at lunchtime, be ideal time to do it. If it's down to that, then we can start looking at door handles and stuff like that, etc. But yeah, the main thing is we normally prove the fault first, but because all we want to do is open the boot to get everything latched over and it started smoking, that's why we've done that. So there we go. Right, so we've put the keyless entry module back together, and yeah, sure enough, the car's not shutting down. First one we have done these, we had to find out there's 5 plugs in that unit. We had to find out which one it was. What if we disconnected it, it'd all be okay. Gone to the live data, it doesn't show any of the door switches. The last one we done, the blue one, well, it was later, slightly different handles. That one showed up that they were playing up, so this one's not. So yeah, what we're going to have to do tomorrow, we'll have it on charge. And I've disconnected 2 at the moment, so I've only got another 3 in there. That might put us in something in the morning, but if not, I'll put it on charge, do a bit of jiggery pokery until we know, one plug, you disconnect that and it's all okay. See what's on that plug. Obviously, as long as it's not the one with the power going to it, because that would shut the module down, which would allow everything to shut down anyway, but it looks like it's waking up the CAN communication sort of side of it. So yeah, so that's what we're up to. We're going to stick it on charge tomorrow, find out which plug it is, and then that will narrow down sort of roughly where we're going with it. So cool. Right, back on the ST. So we've had a look at the restraint control module. We've found out which plug it is. The first one we pulled out, which would shut it all down, was a main power in. Gone to the next one, so there's one unplugged now and everything shuts down, and it looks like that controls, or that gets controls from both front doors. So what we're going to do, I'm going to disconnect both front doors at the A pillar, so they'll be disconnected. Then plug that plug back in. Hopefully the car doesn't wake up, and then we can connect each door, at least find out which one's mucking about. Gone to live data light, the last one what we had in, and yeah, the door locks are not showing that we're pressing the switch or anything like that, but it wouldn't surprise me if this has actually got a bit of a fault, because we've got restraint control modules not working and stuff. Because yeah, some of the keyless entry isn't working. But before we go too deep into that, let's find out what the battery drain is. That's the main thing what you started with. So let's get this done. Disconnect both front doors, connect that one plug back up, see what happens. Bye-bye. Right, so we have double checked the wiring diagram on this. The 2 plugs what are making it power up, one is live and earth. The other one I thought went to the front doors. That's why I was going to disconnect the doors. Rechecked it. That plug has literally got 2 CAN communication lines and 4 other little wires. One goes to the dash, one goes to, I think it goes to body control, etc. So what we're going to do is just eliminate them 4 wires. So all we're going to have is the module powered up with the CAN lines. The module, unless it's getting a signal to tell it to wake up, it should shut itself down after a certain amount of time. So we're going to disconnect them, see if it goes to sleep. If it doesn't, we're pretty sure it's going to be down to the module. If it does, and it's one of them wires, then we can literally put one in at a time, see which one's stopping it going to sleep, and then we can trace it through from there. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, let's get that done. So we disconnected all them wires, and literally we have got a live and earth going into it, the main 2 CAN communications, and that is waking the whole car up. So now it's either something small where it wants to see a little switch to tell it to shut down, which normally, if you've got a door open or something like that, after a certain amount of time, the car just goes, yeah, that'll do, unless it's constantly getting some sort of signal to say wake up. So yeah, bit of a pain. So we need to do something with this latch because smoke come out of it. So that'll need doing at some point, but we can get to it. That's no issue. We can latch it back down. We've got the module out, so what I was thinking about doing is just buying a second-hand module without even programming it or doing anything, getting the keys working. All it's got to do is plug in, make sure that it's shutting down and doing what it needs to do. Then we can work out how to program the keys, whether it needs cloning, etc. But there's none available. That would be the next quick, easy test. If you get one of them, 30 or 40 quid, no point in spending another couple of hours on it, but this isn't available. But this car's been playing up for the customer for nearly a year now, so he's prepared to wait a little while. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to get it shut back down, make sure it all starts with that module disconnected. He can use it, battery won't be going flat anymore. He doesn't use a keyless entry, he doesn't even use central locking really, so I think he just locks it all manually. So he can have it back until we can get one of them. There's no point in just sitting here, us either spending a load of more time and money on it, when it could just be as simple as that. So as long as this one goes sort of semi to plan and it starts and does everything, I think we're going to get it back together and let him bring it back in when we've got a module. So let's see what that does. So as you can hear, it's starting and running. So started on the button. So obviously got no battery drain. It's been sat here since it's been sat here over the weekend. So battery hasn't gone down at all. So we're in the right direction. But yeah, spoke to the customer. He's happy to wait for a module to turn up. So we're going to quickly clip this one back together so it's usable for him. Just make sure everything else is okay on it. He can use that. We'll wait for a module to turn up. Hopefully one turns up. Then we can just get it in there. Like I say, before we do any cloning, programming, etc., just make sure it all shuts down. Make sure the car's happy with it. Was expecting it to be a door handle, but it's not. So there we go. Another one sort of done. Fortunately, we haven't got a conclusion to it. We've found a specific area where it's all coming from. Now we just need to get the part to get a fix on it. So hope you enjoyed it. Give us a like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. He's not so bright. So this, I've just told Barney, it's a good album. What's it called, Barney?
Bee Gees.
What?
Bee Gees.
Begees.
Bee Gees.
What?
Bee Gees. What's it called?
What's it called?
Bee Gees. Bee Gees. Bee Gees. It's Bee Gees.
Seriously? I thought you liked old music.
I do, but it's...
Bee Gees.
Yeah, it's Bee Gees.
They're called the Bee Gees.
Bee Gees.
Mate, do you have to put up with?